Hello, Love Goddess. Welcome back to a recording of another Love Goddess podcast episode. This week we are talking about irresistible lifestyle, as in sexual lifestyle, alternative lifestyle. And we have already covered monogamy, we have already covered poly relationships, we already covered swinging. Today, I want to focus on BDSM, what it stands for, why some people are into that. And before I get started, I also want to share with you that Love Goddess podcast is aiming to expand your understanding of life and expand your perspective and challenge your thinking and really step into some of the areas that you may not have been confident to step in, such as power, such as eroticism, such as maybe alternative lifestyle. Again, I am choosing monogamy for my relationship with some elements of it that I have shared with you on another podcast episode. And you choose for yourself. I want for you to live your own irresistible lifestyle. You define what that is for you, and you tap into that because that is what would turn you on. My intention for you is to stop being the good girl, stop being someone who lives an average life. Stop being someone who accepts life for how it was presented to you. Start being someone who creates your own story, who writes the new rules for yourself, who defines what does it mean for you to have your irresistible lifestyle. What does it mean for you to have an amazing sex life also? I want for you to become that person and give yourself full permission to go there. And if nothing else, you'll explore, you'll understand it's not for you, and you decide, you know what, I've tried it, I've done it, I'm happy, I'm proud of myself, I did it, and I am now knowing what I want, and now I am knowing what I don't want as well. With that being said, Lovegodesss Academy is our 12-month program in a group coaching setting where we take you from being gray duckling, a woman who is always in a corner, who wears black or gray clothes, who is too afraid or too traumatized or stuck in her insecurities and so afraid to stand in her empowered version. That what love goddesses do. Love goddesses break through that shell. They stop the gray duckling and they turn into magnetic love goddesses, women who step into their power, who embrace their self-confidence, who challenge their own thinking of how life should be, who expand their own thinking of how life should be, who write their own stories for their life, their relationship, their family, their friendship, their lifestyle, including sexual lifestyle. Those are the women that are now defining their own rules for what it means to be happy in their lives. And that is the path of a love goddess, and doing it in an authentic way, in a classy woman way, in a high value way, in a way of integrity is what love goddesses are about. I invite you into my 12-month Lovegodesss Academy program where we practice Love Goddess method, which is my 4-step process to embody and embrace your love goddess daily, to become her in the end. Want to join me on the Lovegodesss Academy? Go to www.katyamelvin.com/academy to apply to become a love goddess in your own life. Now, today we are talking about BDSM, what that means, how is it different from poly and swinging altogether. BDSM stands for bondage, discipline, submission, and masochism. Oh my god, I forgot. I can't believe it. Bondage means you are restricted. This could come in the form of shibari art, which is a very beautiful art of tying the rope. This art is Japanese based. There are other practices that are not shibari based. Submission means power dynamic between a dominant person and a submissive person. So within a BDSM relationship, there will be a dominant person and a submissive person. Then there is a third person that does not fall into neither categories, called brat. And brat is the person that has to submit, but they have an opinion about it. If a submissive person would be like, yes ma'am, yes sir, yes whatever, without questioning or second guessing, brat would be bitching about it. But brat is like this third category. It is pretty popular, but definitely like one of those in between moments between the dominant and submissive. Now, with the dominant and submissive relationship dynamic, and again, like this could be within a couple itself. Within a monogamous couple, this could be people playing with other people. Again, all of that is play. It's sexual. Anything sexual is play. Sex is for play. Like, that's your entertainment. That's your adult entertainment. And kink is kind of the same thing. Now, what people think when they think of BDSM, they think that swinging is part of that. They could be, nothing is further from the truth. And there is a very strict community of people who are into BDSM and BDSM only and have nothing to do with swingers. Amateur people would assume that swinging means BDSM. They just not educated enough. Amateur people would also think that BDSM is swinging, which could not be further from the truth. Can they intercept? Can they combine? Yes. Gray areas? Yes. But I am teaching you to think in terms of all of these alternative lifestyles. I'm teaching you to think in very, normally I would say, hey, like life is all sorts of gray, not black and white. Well, like in this particular matter, I want for you to think in black and white. I want for you to think about BDSM as its own movement and its own set of rules. And there are very strict protocols that not necessarily always include sex. And then swinging is another element to it. You can add to it, and again, when couples start playing together, the first step to exploring their own kinks is for both parties to fill out what is called BDSM checklist. And it takes you through a list of different kinks where you can assess, agree, disagree, strongly agree, whatever. And you go through each kink and you'll start understanding, I am into that and I'm not into that. Oh no, I'm not into that for sure. Like cutting and bleeding, like not into that, right? Like there's like crazy kinks and there are subtle kinks, right? And going through that questionnaire, that BDSM checklist will actually give you clarity on where you stand with the kink side of things. And having your partner go through BDSM checklist will also allow him to understand where he stands. And when you look at both of your lists together, you'll understand where both of you stand. So when I started having a play partner, now I don't have a permanent play partner, but from time to time I play within the BDSM category only, right? Like no sex, no kissing, no romantic feelings, nothing, just power dynamic only. I like to have play partners. I don't do it very often, but when I do it, I love it. And so the first step when I meet a play partner that I would consider taking or playing with, we would go through a questionnaire. Same thing that my husband went through to decide where we stand. Same thing. To see now, like, certain things I can't do with my husband because we're not even like into kink to begin with. He also let me know that like he's not into a lot of aspects of it. And that's the interesting part too, that with him, he has the power. Like, we are in more traditional setting. We are in more we don't have BDSM power dynamic happening. We are in a very romantic type of relationship where I'm the feminine and he's my protector, he's my masculine, and our sex life is revolving around those elements. Sometimes if we explore some kink elements, they're very subtle. There a lot of them would be more of a sensational based, meaning touch and feel, right? And he would act as a dominant over me receiving these sensations. In my play partner dynamic, I would be the dominant woman because I can't explore that side of myself with my husband. And my play partner would be my submissive. And I am able to experiment and practice and explore the power side of myself, the dominant side of myself with my play partner outside of my relationship. Again, there is no feelings, no romance, no it's like not even sexual at all. Like I receive zero sexual pleasure from playing in the BDSM kind of realm. However, I do receive internal pleasure as like having power over the person, if that makes sense. And I love having that experience of knowing that the other person within the reality of a game or of a BDSM game has allowed me to have that power over that person for the duration of the scene itself. And that allows me to explore that side of myself while it's not hurting my actual romantic relationship or marriage at all. We are in a completely different arena. We have feelings for each other where myself and my sub are just play partners for the dynamic of the scene. That's the key difference. And there's nothing sexual about my dynamic with my sub. Does it make sense? So not all BDSM has to be sexual at all. It could. Can you add some sexual elements to it? Yes. Like, my list of kinks did not include any sexual elements at all. And the other person, my sub, has read my list, saw my hard limits, said, yep, I'm down, totally okay with your stuff. Like, let's play here with this, let's play here with this kink, and let's play here with this kink. And that's what we are doing, right? So that's the key understanding too. That is the key understanding to your romantic life. Like, it does not like your relationship with other people does not necessarily have to have that sexual coloring, whatever. You understand what I mean, right? And so BDSM is really a list of kinks. And so you start with seeing what you're into and what sides of yourself you want to explore and how you want to explore, and also what your hard limits are, right? Because the list could be crazy. Could be crazy. like there's golden showers, there's brown showers. No way I'm into that. But other people, that's their kink. Like in the community that I am part of, like there's this one person who is obsessed about that, and that's wonderful. I'm not gonna judge. I am open-minded, and again, like it's your choice as a person. The certain kinks that has formed within yourself have a reason and have a basis somewhere deep in childhood. There is something that makes you want to explore that kink or the other, because remember, sexuality relates to our deeper feelings and deeper exploration of who we are as a person. So with that being said, so important to know exactly what you are doing, have consent with another person, have clear communication. I will not stop repeating this. Have very clear communication about what it is that you are doing. Be fully open with your main communication, whether you're doing within the monogamous relationship or whether you're doing it with someone else on a side. It is so important to have that clear understanding on where you stand and what you're allowed to do and what you are not allowed to do. The gray areas to slip into that portion are it's a high risk, and it can hurt your relationship if you're not being open. That is why it's so important to have a mentor by your side who allows you and walks you through by the hand through that dangerous territory, through those dangerous waters, so you don't make that mistake. I invite you to join my Lovegodesss Academy. It's a 12-month coaching journey with me in a group setting. Go to www.katyamelvin.com/academy to apply to be my students. And with that, my love, I will see you on another episode of the Lovegodesss podcast. Bye.